Alright guys, welcome aboard. Got a fun little flight planned for us today. We're going to be taking the Just Flight Piper Warrior 2, and we're going to be doing a flight from Scottsdale, Arizona, just north of Phoenix, and we're going to be heading up north. We're going to go to Winslow, Arizona, and we're going to go take a look at the Meteor Crater out there. So this should be kind of fun. I've got I guess zoom level or resolution level 17 ortho pretty much for the entire flight, so there's going to be some nice mountain to take a look at here. Also, we're going to be flying kind of high today because we're going out over the mountains here, so we're going to be pushing the max ceiling here on the Warrior, which not quite sure what it is. Someplace around 13,000, 12,500 or something is the max ceiling. We're going to be going up to, say 11,500. We'll see if we can get up there. I know this Just Flight Warrior's powered pretty good. Let's just put it that way. And so hopefully we don't have too much trouble getting up to that altitude in a decent amount of time. Flight time is going to be about an hour or so. We'll see what the winds are like. Might have a little bit of a headwind, but not too bad. Just like 8 knots or something like that. Winds are calm over here at Scottsdale. So let's go ahead and take a look at the route here before we jump into the plane. So here's Phoenix down here. Here's Winslow. You can see our route kind of charted out there. And here's the Grand Canyon. So that's another flight, but we're pretty much going to be doing a direct shot. There's no airspace for us to really worry about. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. So taking out of Scottsdale, we'll take off here pretty much 102 nautical miles, heading of 023. We're going to have to maneuver around some of the mountains right here just until we climb up. But you can see lots of mountain over here to get by. You got these are minimum altitudes, minimum safe altitudes for this sort of sector. So 8,400. This ridge line here is going to look real nice. It's almost like a big plateau when you fly over it. And you can see here 7,700, 8,900. And we're going to come down here. Now, before we go right into Winslow, we're going to take a little detour right here. And we're going to take a look at the Meteor Crater that's out here. And that is, let me see here, it's just off to the side here. Here it is. Meteor Crater Museum right there. That's where we're going to head. So we're going to head out over here, and then we'll come inbound and do a landing here at Winslow. So let's jump in the plane, get ourselves going here. Alrighty, let's see, so parking brake is on. Let's go ahead and get started up here. Put the battery on, alternator on, fuel pump on, go to full mixture, and we'll go to the left tank here. We'll double check our fuel quantities. I think that's good for the 1 hour flight here. Let's go ahead and start her up. And there we are running. I've got the sound turned down a little bit on the sim. Let me go ahead and turn that up just a tad here. There we go, so we can hear the sound. I did turn down the gyro pump here because that just drives me crazy. It's pretty whiny. Alright, we'll put our strobes on, and let's go ahead and set everything up here. You can see our altimeter here is 3005. So let's go ahead and set that. 3005 right in the center. Alright, that looks good. Double check our attitude indicator, that looks good. We are heading 30, so let's go ahead and set that on the DG here. Right there, perfect. Everything else looks good. Let's go to standby on our transponder. Won't bother with the radios and all that stuff. We're going to simulate that. This is more about taking a look at the scenery that we've got laid out here before us. So we just shut our door here. Make sure that top latch is secured. And I think we're ready to taxi. So we are looking at winds, calm. So we're going to take the runway that is going to let us take off to the north. So we're going to head down to the right once we start taxiing here. So, okay, parking brake release. Let's power up a little bit, start our taxi. Lean our mixture out here a little bit while we're taxiing. And we'll go all the way to the end of the runway here. What is this? Austrian Arrows. Okay. Didn't know they flew out of Scottsdale. Must be visiting. Got quite a few of them over here. Nice long runway over here at Scottsdale. I don't recall what the exact distance is, but plenty of room here. We could have taken an intersection departure, but I figured what the hell, we'll take a little tour of the airport here too. I think that's far enough though. I think we're gonna cut across over here if we can. I want to get up there and start taking a look at that scenery. Alright, we'll do a quick run up over here and make sure our plugs aren't fouled up or anything like that. So we will go mixture rich. While we're up here, we'll put our landing light on. Fuel pump's already on. We'll go to altitude on our transponder. Throttle up to 2,000, and I'm holding the brakes. Alright, it's close enough. Alrighty, that looks good. Throttle all the way back down. And we will we'll lean out the mixture just a little bit here for departure. Now we've got some nice soothing music for our departure out of here. So let's go ahead and take the runway and go take a look at this gorgeous scenery we've got. And I've already set my trim tab, as you can see. It's a nice hot day. At least it is where I am. I'm out in Southern California, so. And it's about 90 today on February, February 4th, 2018. Alright, we'll throttle up and get on our way. Rotating. Goodbye, Phoenix. You can see Phoenix all the way down in the distance, back behind us. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn down the volume on the sim here a bit. Let's see here. There we go. So we can, don't have to yell. Alrighty, so what you can see here is the mountains up ahead of us here. Let me just go ahead and trim my rudder here a little bit for our climb out. So we got to get around these mountains here. Now remember, our heading was 023, basically direct. So we're going to climb out over this mountain. We'll see if we can get over the top of it, or we might have to scoot around the side of it here a little bit. Trimming up a little bit, get a decent climb in here. We're going to just about 1,100 feet per minute, almost 1,200. I think we'll make it over that. I think we'll make it over that little ridge line right there. We'll go ahead and turn to our course here. Winds. Let's take a look at our winds. We got north winds at about 2 knots, so we should have a little bit of a crosswind here, so we'll just we'll compensate for that. We'll eyeball our route on the GPS. Alright, we're clear of that mountain. Let's go ahead and pick up speed here. We got a little bit more way to climb. Like I said, we're going all the way up to about, I'm guessing 11,500 is what I'm shooting for. So we'll start picking, we'll nose down and retrim and start picking up a little bit of speed here. And I don't recall if I've got zoom level 16 or 17 here in the Phoenix area. It might just be 16, but still looking very nice. Like I said, once we get a little bit just out into the hills there that are up ahead of us, it does go into my brand new, just created off ORTHO4XP zoom level 17. So, and I haven't flown it before, so I don't know what it looks like. I had 14 out there before, and it looked awful. I mean, 14's okay if you're like in an airliner at altitude, but not for VFR flying. So I actually did four different sections that pretty much cover everything from Flagstaff out to Winslow, the Meteor Crater, and all the way down to this ridge line up ahead of us here. Alright, we'll get trimmed up here again, get a nice little climb going. Let's take a look outside and see what this looks like. This might be a little bit loud, but let's do a flyby. Alright, we are on our way to the Meteor Crater. Alright, got about 500, 600 foot per minute climb here, and as you can see, that ridge line up ahead pretty high, so we should get up there in time. Let's take a look at our well, landing light can go off here. Let's do some maintenance here. I'm all trimmed up. Let's go ahead and put our mixture back a little bit here. Watching my EGT go up. I get a maximum power. And let's take a look at my RPM is, again, in this plane, it's definitely overpowered, so we wouldn't really be seeing that much. Alright, let's take a look at our GPS here, and we'll zoom out until we see Winslow. Just got to catch up. There we go. Alright, we're getting there. There's Albuquerque. Maybe I'm zoomed out a little bit too far. Yeah, Las Vegas, Albuquerque. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Yeah, well anyway, we'll leave it there and just kind of head on our heading here. I got a general idea of the direction that we want to be headed for, so we got a little bit of cloud cover here. I am using real world weather. A little scattered layer of something here down below us. I am keeping an eye on our track right here, so 020. 021, right? Well, we wanted 023, so just a little bit more here. Compensating for our slight crosswind. And yeah, with this overpowered engine here, I don't think we're going to have any problem getting up to our altitude. We're already at 7,500. Okay, so generally, I know I got to go over this peak, so we'll shoot right for this little gap. Give us a visual reference here while we look at some of the scenery. Heard the fuel tank switching over there. Yeah, the nice thing about the Just Flight here, in the Piper you have to switch fuel tanks like every 15-20 minutes or so manually, because there's no both setting. There's off, left, and right. And right now you can see we're pointing out towards the right now, so that they built in a little fuel feature right here, so you don't have to keep doing that, and it just does it automatically for you, which is nice. Get back on our course here. And let's play around with the autopilot here a little bit. Let's get this out of here. Let's turn the autopilot on. Actually, you know what? I'm going to set my heading right now. So let me set my heading right about to where I'm heading. Right there. Alright, there we go. We'll turn autopilot on, and we're going to put heading hold on. So we can use that, and keep our shallow climb up here until we get up to 11,500, which I know will be, we could go up to like 10,000, but I want to keep it kind of real. Meaning, on this heading, we'd really be at odd altitudes, plus 500. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my fuel pump off at this point. Pretty much just doing a shallow climb. Now I think the 17 level zoom starts right over someplace across this ridge line. Because what I did was I did a quick little partial flight. I flew from here, from Scottsdale out to this ridge line, and I saw that, my scenery was crappy. So I went ahead and went and did that. Made new scenery at 17. Yeah, you can see these light parts here are part of the ortho, where the satellite picture had some clouds on it, and so it sort of pastes them, into the scenery here. Yeah, I think this is the line right here for 17. I don't know. Like, I think what I'm flying over is 16, and then we got higher resolution coming up. So this should be kind of fun. And you can see off in the distance there, see that ridge line right there? That's what we got to get over. And then we start heading down a little bit. But it's sort of like a nice little plateau. You can see even with the little bit of cloudiness, there still very nice looking scenery throughout the west here. Okay, climbing up at 9,000 now. Let's keep an eye on this. I think INW. Yeah, that's Flagstaff. INW is kind of what we're heading for, so we should see the airport kind of pop up. It's probably just off of here. Mile, 150, yeah. I don't know when the airport actually pops up, but we'll leave it right there for now. Kind of eyeball it here. Matter of fact, let's bring up our chart and take a look to see where we're going here. I'm pretty sure we're kind of off the chart here, so it'll load up the next time we get a little bit closer. But we basically follow this airway right here. And that is off of the Phoenix VOR. So why don't we just tune nav 2 to it. And which airway are we on here? We are on Victor 95. Keeping our climb going. Let's take a look at. I'm going to take a look at my chart on the other screen, and yep, Victor 95. And let's see what we'll just follow that because that goes right to the VOR, and we're going to go just to the left of the VOR. So that is a heading of 019. So what we can do on here, just to keep track of it, we'll take a look at our VOR2. 019 from it, that's 2. Let's get that around 01, 020, there's 019, and you can see we're pretty much right on it. We're actually kind of crossing over it right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this over. That's not what I want to do. Wrong one. I want to change our heading just slightly so that we intercept and sort of maintain that. Put our yoke back on. Yeah, look at that nice, gorgeous scenery out there. Where are we at? 9,000. You know, I think we'll go to 10,000. We'll hold there for a minute and just take a look at some of the scenery, and then we'll continue the rest of our climb once we get past this ridge line here. And we'll use the autopilot for that. So Just Flight was kind enough to put sort of a secret altitude hold in here, and that's that button right there, that little round white top button. Normally in real life, this version of the autopilot doesn't have an altitude hold, but they put one in here for convenience. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. This is all 17 on the Ortho. So the 4 tiles that I did here, they were, let me see, 23 gigs on my hard drive, just for the 4 tiles here. But the scenery here is just so gorgeous. I was like, it's worth it. Alright, so there's 9,000 feet. Let's go ahead and hit our altitude hold. And we'll see if we throttle back. I might try to keep our speed up as much as we can, so we might just go a little bit unrealistic here and throttle back a little bit just to reduce some of the noise, but we should get a better than real ground speed. And let me see here. So VOR2, that's this one, 115.6. We're going to tune that into here so we can get a good reading on our DME and speed. So this is, the DME is basically telling us here's the distance from the VOR, which we're tuned into the Phoenix VOR 115.6. So you can see we're moving away from it. And let's see if we get a good reading. We might not get a reading on the airspeed. Oh, there we go. So 128 knots. We're cruising here. We're maxed out, but that's okay. I want to go see this. I want to go see this Meteor Crater. Gorgeous scenery. I love flying in the Southwest. Look at that. Even though it's kind of stretched a little bit here, it still looks, you know, there's a little shadowing there from the ortho. Still looks gorgeous. Looks like we got to turn just a little bit for our heading, and I'm going to use my buttons because it just makes it easier. Try to get as direct a route as we can, and that is the VOR right here that we're heading for. So just kind of center that up. And it's Flagstaff, and that's INW. I'm not sure what the actual VOR itself is called. Let me take a look here. We should fly over an airport here. What is it? Payson, Arizona. Just before we get to that ridge line there. So we'll take a look at that too. The VOR is called Winslow. Okay, go figure. So that is the Winslow VOR. Go just a little bit over. Should center that up. We should be heading right for it. Do another flyby. Very nice looking. Let's jump in our map here. Let's see if we got a Cirrus up ahead of us here. There we go. That's Flagstaff, and there is our Winslow VOR. We'll tune nav 1 to it now. Get rid of the map. Let this settle in, and we'll go ahead and center that. And what I'm going to do now on the autopilot is I'm going to tell it to just fly this heading on the nav. So I'm going to click nav, you'll see nav go on here, it'll adjust just a little bit. And what was it? Payson was the airport? I think that's it right there, yeah. So there's Payson, Arizona. Zoomed in quite a bit there with the view. Alright, I'm going to jump out of the plane really quick here and grab a bottle of water. Let's see, we'll find a nice view here. How about that one? I'll turn down the volume a little bit because I know it's probably sometimes comes out a little loud. Alright guys, I will grab a bottle of water here. You watch the scenery go by. You see Payson up ahead, and we'll start heading for the ridgeline and then start our descent. Or, well, we got to start a little bit of a climb here to get over that ridge. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what it works out to. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Let's pop into the cockpit here, see if we got to reset our gyro. What do we got here? Well, 020, but 119 is pretty much what we're heading. Let's see what we got set here. Looks like we're off a little bit, right? That's 119, so come over here. Not 119, I meant 019. Let's see if I screwed that up some more. That's close enough. We're on track for the VOR anyway, so no worries there. Let's take a look at our GPS here. Let's see if we zoom in and get the airport. There we go. Now we get Winslow. And then we get the VOR and then the Meteor Crater is just off to the side here, so we're going to go take a look at that. As a matter of fact, I think the Meteor Crater is like back over the horizon right here, just on the horizon. So you can see this ridge line here. I think we're going to be good at 9,000. And again, this is all 17 zoom level on the Ortho. Leaving Payson and heading up north. Let's take a look outside here. The ridges look great. Can't wait till we get on our next flight. I think I'm going to go, we'll fly over to the Grand Canyon and see what there is to see over there. See if it's as big of a hole as it looks to be in the ground. Let's go outside the airplane here and have a look-see. I think that ridgeline came out real good. It's almost not, it's not even a ridgeline, it's more like a little plateau, because you can see that we're sort of in the gully here. That looks nice, huh? So it looks like just a quick hop across this little plateau, and we will be heading for Meteor Crater. In fact, let's take a look at the chart over here. Making some kind of a turn there, a little bit adjustment for the wind. Alright, so here we are. We're over Payson, or we're just past it, and here's that I call it a plateau because it kind of goes down sort of gradually here on the backside. What do we got here? We got a heliport, U.S. Forest Service, emergency only. Right, because we were just crossing over the ridgeline, so we're right about here, and we are on the this VOR Victor 95. So we are right here. And you can see the altitudes here are at 7,440, 8,000 off to the side. It starts to kind of drop down a little bit, still pretty high, 6,900. And again, we're kind of heading for the VOR, but once we get a little closer, we'll kind of zoom, we'll make a left turn here, or veer left, and take a look at the Meteor Crater. You can't miss it, let's put it that way, when you're flying in this way. Alright, let's pop in here and see what this thing is doing. I think it's making adjustments for the wind. Let's see, what are our winds here? Yeah, our winds are changing around a little bit, I think. 339 right now. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and tune in to our primary 112.6. That's the Winslow VOR. So we'll go to 112. There we go. We're 41 miles out. Still getting a good airspeed here, or ground speed, although not quite realistic. Again, I'm maxed out, not maxed out on a throttle, but you can see we're at 2,000. What is that? My goodness, 6, 7, 8. That's like a 2,900 or something. Actually, that's 3,000, I think. Yeah, that's actually 3,000. Alright, so we got 25, 6, 27 is red line, 28, 29. Yeah, we're at 3,000 RPM there. We'd probably burn up the engine if we were doing that in real life. Looks like some nice spots to go camping out here, huh? Got a little reservoir or something there, a little lake. I'm taking a look at the VFR chart on the other monitor, and I don't know. Oh, here we go. I see the lakes. Don't see a name for it. Just adjusting our DG here with the compass a little bit. I'm gonna play around here and turn our gauge volume up, or volume lighting up a little bit. Yeah, we're about 35 miles out from Winslow, and I can already see what I think is Meteor Crater. I'm not sure if it's that little spot right there, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and take nav off, go to heading hold, and it should turn us ever so slightly. We'll kind of start heading out that way. Yeah, I think that's it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn. Use my buttons again here. I'm going to turn so we go right for that. And if we get kind of crazy here, maybe we'll fly through Meteor Crater. See if we can slow up and actually get down into it. Matter of fact, while we're flying over here, let's go take a few pictures, or take a look at a few pictures of Meteor Crater. So you can see here, this is the Meteor Crater. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to go try to fly right into this thing. If you've ever visited Yeah, if you've ever been out here, go ahead and post in the comments. Let me know if you guys ever actually gone out to Meteor Crater. I have a couple of times in my travels. It's always fun to take a look at. I've been on that little ledge where you're overlooking it. I think I got a picture of me somewhere like this, although maybe I'm not that good looking. So this should be kind of fun. Zoom in and see if we can make it out a little bit. Yeah, I can just make out the sort of perimeter of it right there. Look at that. Nice little ravine through there. What is that? Does somebody have a swimming pool over here? Right there. Is that a little swimming pool? These are houses. I see houses over here. I'm not sure if that's really houses in real life. Could be. That must be pretty nice. Very nice scenery. I think it's worth the 28 gigs for this these type of views. All right, I'm going to take one quick break here, guys, and then I'll be back in a cockpit here, and then we will make our final approach into Meteor Crater. I'll let you look out the window here. Alright, let's see how close we are. We are almost there. We're only 22 miles out of the VOR here. Let's see, so Winslow, someplace over here. I'm not sure, I've never flown into Winslow. And driving along here, if you've ever driven by it, by Meteor Crater, I forgot what the freeway is at the, it's not the 10, I don't remember what it is, but it's a long drive. It's a long drive looking through all this. Heading out towards, you know, Colorado. Put our visor down. It's a little sunny out here today. Like I said, it's February 4th, 2018, and at least in Southern California where I'm at, it is 90 degrees outside. Probably a little bit cooler up here in the high desert of Arizona. Which is why I'm constantly drinking water here. Alright, we're coming up to the Meteor. I'm going to go ahead and take the autopilot off. And we will hand fly it into the Meteor. Do a little circuit around that and then head for Winslow. I'm going to throttle back a little bit and start a little bit of a descent here. We're not too far off the ground anyway. I'm guessing, what's the elevation here? It was like 6,800 something, 6,900 were some of the higher peaks there. So, and we're at 9, so we're only about 2,500 feet above the ground anyway. What do we want to do? Do we want to fly around it, or do we want to fly right into it? Let's get a good view. I think what we'll do is we'll come around the left side of it. We'll do a little circuit around it, have a good look-see, and yeah, we'll do a 360 all the way around it, and then we'll come around this way. And we'll see if we can dip down into it and fly right through it. Look at that. So you can see on the north side here, that's where the sort of museum is, and gift shop, and the overlook and everything. I think we'll get down to, let's say, I don't know, I'll just eyeball it. We'll just follow this little road right here and then do our 360 around it. And then try a little daredevil stunt. See if we can't dip down into it. Pretty barren all around here too. Other than that, I don't know what you call those. Little plateaus, little ridges or something out there. I guess if I was a Meteor, this is where I'd land. Not much out here. Alright guys, so you can see real nice view here on zoom level 17. We do a 360 around here. You're getting a little bit of wind shifts right here. And we'll do 360 around it, take a good look-see at it, and then we'll come around and we'll dip down into it. So you can see the museum and everything off on the left there side of it. That's pretty good for zoom level 17 on the ortho. Very nice looking. Let's go ahead and get our turn in here. We'll power off a little bit. Doing a sort of turn around a point here. There's somebody driving up towards it. Just want to make sure I'm not getting too low here. Let's take a look outside at it. All right. We'll head out a little bit this direction, and then we'll turn back in towards it. And go ahead and start slowing ourselves up a little bit. Getting retrimmed for it. Hopefully we don't crash into the eastern rim there. But I think we're going to do good here. We'll just come out to this little ravine right here, and then make our turn. All right, so I'm powering back. I'm going to go one notch of flaps just to get ourselves really slowed up for it, so we can get some maximum time in the crater itself. Co-pilot is excited to get into it. All right, slowing up. Getting a little bit of wind shift there. I'm gonna go to second notch of flaps here. Throttled all the way back. And what's the elevation here? Just coming out of 6,000 feet. So we're gonna dive down into it, then bring our flaps back up. And then power on out of it. Alright, here we go. Over the ridge line, going to full flaps, diving down into it. We're going to start picking up speed. Alright, that was fun. We're going to start our turn over towards Winslow now. And we're only about 10 or 15, not even, miles out from Winslow, so we should be there pretty quick. Just kind of eyeballing it here. Don't want to do too much of a climb. Let's go ahead and zoom in. We'll just do a straight into whatever runway this is. Looks like, I don't know, 30 or something. Well, that was kind of exciting. When was the last time you flew through a meteor crater? Looks like we got the freeway here, or highway, I guess, whatever you're calling it, wherever you live. All right, we'll make best speed for Winslow now. I think I see the airport right there. Let's take a little closer look here, see where the airport is. Yeah, that looks like it. That's the airport. Pretty sure. Not much out here. Kind of enter a 45-degree base for a left turn at final. I still don't see the airport, but we're headed for it. Interesting looking wash down here. Or is that the airport right there? Yep, there it is. Alright, we'll start slowing up. Whoa. A little bit of anomaly there with the scenery. Let's see if we can get rid of that. Not sure what that was. There it goes. Sometimes X-Plane does a couple of weird things like that. Alright, so we're kind of on a high base here, I think. I'm going to go ahead and get us slowed down. Let's go ahead and put our mixture to rich. Well, actually, we're at 6,000 feet, so I'm not putting it to rich. Keep it leaned out, fuel pump on, landing light on. We'll go to our first notch of flaps there. Get ourselves slowed up. Square up our view right here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Alright, second notch of flaps. Start getting down and make our turn to final. Getting retrimmed here. Let's go full flaps. Alright, we're on final. Don't see any VASI or PAPI lights, so we're just going to have to kind of eyeball it here. And the winds are out of the north, so we got a... Well, actually they're almost out of the west, so we got a little bit of a crosswind here. 308 at 6 knots. We're going to keep our speed up a little bit since this is such a high altitude airport. We're landing at like 5,000 feet. You can see the windsock there. We got a crosswind. Almost a direct crosswind. Alrighty. Yeah, a little bit of the skidding there with the brakes. Yeah, I think we're going to turn off right here and call it a day. I don't know if this is a runway or taxiway or what. Looks like a closed runway. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that flight over the Meteor Crater. Until next time, bye.